on CTV News at 5.
It's a routine part of
Power problem. Firefighters warn bad battery habits can ignite trouble.
Fun time with the kids and just play with them, have them maybe get some autograph and yeah, just like put a smile on their face.
And just for kicks, Halifax kids get a special session with pro footballers.
Mild and foggy for some areas tonight. Rain starting in northern New Brunswick with more for Wednesday.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome once again to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Panopalis. Thank you so much for joining us. First at 5 tonight, Fire Prevention Week. The annual campaign raises awareness and aims to reduce fire-related injuries and loss. So, of course, forest fires have certainly kept crews busy this year, but firefighters have also been responding to battery fires at an increased rate. CTV's Hafsa Arif looks at some of the hidden hazards and advice to keep sparks from flying. Hi there, Hafsa.
Hey, Maria. They power our phones, our laptops, even our e-bikes. And Halifax firefighters are warning these same batteries could be at the center of your next fire call if you're not careful.
It's a routine part of modern life. Plug in your phone, your scooter, your car, and walk away. But this year, firefighters want you to think twice before you do.
Fire Prevention Week occurs every year. It's always the second week of October. And this year the focus is on lithium-ion batteries and safety around the batteries themselves.
Since January, Halifax Fire has already responded to 5 calls linked to lithium battery fires. A small number, but one that's steadily climbing. And when these batteries fail, they fail fast, and the flames can be difficult to contain.
There's warning signs that either the battery could bulge or liquid could be leaking from the battery. But when it actually does take place, it goes very, very quickly. And it basically can catch everything around it on fire in very short order.
Firefighters warn not to leave your devices unattended while charging and to stop charging when it's full. Still, for many, the nightly routine has become a tough habit to break.
I'm definitely also guilty of this leaving the laptop like always plugged in, which I think is not good for the battery, like even outside of fire prevention. But yeah, it's something that maybe you should be more conscious of if there is a fire risk.
I'd have to see more research on it, I guess, for me to actually want to stop charging it over.
I would do it for a few weeks, and then I think I would go back to the bad habit of charging it overnight. But it would definitely be something that I would have to start to consider.
Firefighters say awareness is the first step, and that includes what happens after a battery dies.
Recycle your batteries properly. So if you're gonna actually recycle your battery, make sure it's recycled properly.
A small spark that firefighters hope awareness can help put out before it begins. Maria?
Some really good advice. Thank you, Hafsa. CTV's Hafsa Arif for us in the news center this evening. All right, let's head over to Bruce Frisco. Bruce, I am one of those ones. I definitely charge my phone overnight.
Oh, me too.
I'm going to stop. I had no idea that once it was at 100, you got to unplug it.
It can be a danger to be getting up at 4 in the morning now. Just unplug the phone. Never know.
Another thing on the list, yeah.
Right.
Anyway, speaking of lists, you've got a long list of headlines for us.
Yeah, we do tonight, Maria. As a matter of fact, more emotional testimony today at the trial of a former bouncer who's accused of manslaughter and criminal negligence causing death. Ryan Sawyer died Christmas Eve 2022, so almost 5 years ago. His cousin, who was at the ale house with him that night, took the stand today. We'll have the latest from the courtroom tonight on CTV News at 6. So about 13,000 households, tens of thousands of people in all, are on the public housing wait list in New Brunswick. That number has grown despite the problems establishing a standalone Crown corporation to focus on public housing. CTV's Laura Brown will tell us what else the CEO said tonight at 6. And also tonight, a new coalition has come together in the city of Moncton. Property and business owners in the downtown core are saying enough is enough, and they mean that literally. They're not happy with the lack of progress addressing crime concerns that have plagued the Bisnick district for several years now. We'll hear from the coalition tonight on CTV at 6. Right now, we'll head over to the CTV Weather Center and Kaylin Mitchell and what has been another pretty glorious fall day around here.
Oh, it certainly was, Bruce. Now, with the exception of some coastal areas, once again today we had temperatures that were soaring well above averages for early October. New daily high temperature records set again today, especially for the province of New Brunswick and parts of the east of Nova Scotia, including in around the north shore of the mainland, again off the coastline, and some locations in Cape Breton. Now, coastal areas today, like for example in around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, were held with much more moderate temperatures, in some cases high teens, low 20s, by the onshore southwest wind that was also accompanied by some persistent marine cloud and fog that remained stuck in place. One of those locations being St. John and around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick. Now, those southwest winds, they do carry on as we're moving into the first part of this evening. They're being sustained between around 15 and 30 kilometers per hour. We are getting a few gusts still reported between 30 and 40 kilometers per hour, except up near 50 around exposed coastal areas in the eastern shore of Nova Scotia. An air quality statement remains in effect for both Annapolis County and Kings County due to the presence of some wildfire smoke for some areas. We do have some changes in the weather coming up as we move through tonight. There's going to be some fog developing. There will be some rain moving into the north of New Brunswick, and I'll talk more about that when I'm back a little bit later on. Maria.
Thank you, Caitlin. We will see you in just a little bit. Right now, though, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. When we come back, Matthew Perry's sister has teamed up with the Mental Health Foundation of Nova Scotia. We'll talk about her famous brother and how she's keeping his memory alive by speaking out about stigma. Stay with us. CTV News at 5. We'll be right back.
HMCS Sackville is the world's last surviving Second World War corvette. Preserved by the Canadian Naval Memorial Trust, she honors those who served and shares Canada's naval story. Keep the legacy afloat. Visit cnnt.ca.
Welcome back to CTV News at 5. I am so pleased to welcome two very special guests to the CTV Atlantic studio. This evening, they are among the honored guests at Let's Keep Talking, an annual event that celebrates the achievements of outstanding Nova Scotians who live with or support those battling mental illness or addiction. Caitlin Morrison is the executive director of the Matthew Perry House and the loving sister of the late Canadian actor. Mary Deacon is the chair of Bell Let's Talk. Welcome, ladies. Thank you so much for taking some time. I know you're headed to the event, so we're cutting it close. It's good to have you here.
That's okay. It's worth it. Thank you so much for having us.
It is worth it. You're doing such amazing work, spreading wonderful messaging. But Caitlin, I do want to talk to you about your brother. And now it's almost 2 years since we all lost him. How are you doing? How's the family doing?
It is. I can't tell if it's been the longest 2 years of all time or just like no time at all. It's sort of hard to figure it out. I mean, we're muddling through. I think a lot of families know what it's like to have that sort of sudden, horrible thing happen.
Right.
It's been really good to have a direction, you know, something to do to feel like there's a little bit of meaning to it, that it can mean something to other people. So that's been wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Matthew's struggle with addiction went on for decades, and he was very public with it, and that was important to him to be public with it, and now it's important for you to be public. Why?
I think for the same reason. I think that, you know, when a lot of people deal with these horrible things or these difficult things in their life, and it can be really difficult to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I mean, it makes sense going into the Let's Keep Talking event, but the more that we are honest about the painful things that we go through, I think the more we give other people sort of permission to be honest too, and we give them that reason to do whatever it is they need to do to finally start to feel okay.
Unfortunately, Mary, there's so much shame often for the people who are struggling, and that comes with stigma. And sometimes the family is worried about what will the neighbors say and so on. What's your message when it comes to that line of thinking?
So what we've been doing with Bell Let's Talk over the last, 15, 16 years is really try to tackle stigma. Stigma is the reason that the majority of people with a mental health or addiction issue do not seek help. And that isolation, the feeling of being alone, is a real burden and barrier. And so if we can help to break the stigma, which includes talking about the issues, but also, knowing or meeting people who have these issues, It can really help challenge perceptions of what these people are like. They are you and me, right? And the more we can understand that these people are living with an illness that can be treated, and offer them the same kind of support and encouragement through that journey, the more people will be able to get the help they need and then go on and thrive and flourish in their life. And that's a very important message of Let's Talk and Let's Keep Talking.
Right. So when you do recognize that someone you love is struggling, how do you approach them? Like, how did you help Matthew when he was in his really dark moments?
You know, a lot of the time it was just letting them know that you're there, that you love them. When it comes to something like addiction, which is what Matthew was dealing with, it's so weird to call him Matthew, I call him Menu. When it comes to something like that, you can't force someone to decide that they're ready to find that amazing life that's possible for them. But you can let them know that no matter who they are, no matter where they are, no matter how much they're struggling or not struggling or trying or not trying, that you love them no matter what, that you're there, and that whenever they're ready, you're ready.
Isn't that just a beautiful way to live anyway?
I think so. I think so.
Mary, you're headed to the Let's Keep Talking event this evening. It's so important to celebrate the people who have overcome their battles, and also for the people who help them. Why?
First of all, for the people who have struggled and recovered, it gives hope to so many, obviously for the quality of their own life, but it creates the sense of the art of the possible. And if I'm struggling and if I reach out for help and get what I need, I can lead a full, happy, productive life. And it's an important message as well for those who support people with mental health issues and who are champions and advocates, like Caitlin is, for her brother and for addiction, to use their voice. You know, sometimes people who struggle, they feel silent and invisible. So using your voice, you know, as a family member, a loved one, somebody in the community, to advocate, to speak out, is a gift to the world. So for all of the folks who have been the recipients of that award, it's kudos to them for their leadership in bringing this issue to life and also making sure it stays on the front burner for all of us.
Well, and that's certainly what you're doing, Caitlin, with Matthew Perry House. What would your brother think about, you know, the message and the work that you're doing now?
I feel like we tried to do something that he would have also wanted to do. I think he would be excited about it, and I think he would be a little bit more cynical and definitely funnier. He would definitely find a funnier and more sort of charming way to get the message out there. But I think he would like it.
What do you miss most about him?
That's impossible. I mean, just about everything. You know, I kind of miss the silly things the most. I feel like I think a lot about the bigger, the more love things because of the work I do. But stuff like you're just walking down the street and he gets a little bored and decides he's going to knock into a wall and pretend to be grievously injured, when he's not really, in a very funny way. Stuff like that.
Brother-sister stuff.
Right? Like the silly stuff. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate so much the both of you coming in and talking with us, especially since you're headed to a special event this evening. Have a wonderful time, and again, we appreciate your time this evening.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's toss it over to Caitlin.
Well, yesterday we had some spectacular drone footage of the fall colors in the Margaree Valley in Cape Breton. Going to have some more of that for you just before we head towards the break. Great aerial pictures here. You can see the river running through and the colors really popping as well. Had a lot of sunshine, parts of Cape Breton for today. I'll have more on the weather forecast after the break.
Start your morning with us for what you need to start your day. News, weather, and even a little fun. Your Morning Atlantic with Amanda Devison, Crystal Garrett, and Latavia Beezer. Weekdays from 6 to 9 on CTV2 and ctvatlantic.ca.
Welcome back. Kaylin Mitchell joins us once again with a look at how things are shaping up outside. Kaylin, I mean, just What an unusual October day.
2 in a row.
2 in a
Very
row,
unusual, yeah. That big ridge of heat that built out of the United States still in place across much of the Maritimes for today. Southwest wind off of ocean waters kept temperatures more moderate in a number of areas. Looking out here at the Halifax Public Garden, it was a bit more of a mix of sun and cloud there. A little bit of marine cloud around the Atlantic coastline. And as we move through tonight and through tomorrow, we've got some changes ahead, including a big cool down in the temperatures for the end of this week. So let's take a look at what's going on our weather systems map. So barometric pressure is now falling, and that is happening ahead of the arrival of a cold front, which is making its way out of the west. That front right now is making its way through parts of Quebec. On the warmer, which is the eastern side of that front, which of course includes us here in the Maritimes, temperatures are a good 10 to 20 degrees warmer than on the cooler side of that front. So that's on the western side of the front, and that's the side of the front we're going to end up on through the end of this week. So between the start of this week and the end of this week, even when it comes to the daytime high temperatures, I'm expecting the difference to be a good 10 to 20 degrees. That's the effect that front's going to have. Taking a look at things on radar right now, not much is showing up, but as we move through this evening and tonight, there is going to be some rain and some showers developing in northern areas of New Brunswick. That's running ahead of that cold front. That wet weather already making its way through areas like Quebec City, Bay St. Paul, and Rivière-du-Loup. Taking a look at our timeline for cloud cover and precipitation, then other parts of the Maritimes can expect some clouds to develop tonight and some fog to develop or move inland from the coast, especially true for southern areas of New Brunswick and Atlantic coastal areas of Nova Scotia. There's the rain in the green showing up through northern areas of New Brunswick heading into the start of the day for tomorrow. That rain becomes fairly widespread in the north of that province and western areas of New Brunswick, and then from there moving through Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon, we'll fill into southern and eastern areas of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and even by around mid to late Wednesday afternoon, the first of the rain showing up Cumberland, Colchester counties in Nova Scotia, possibly the Annapolis Valley, and down into Digby and Yarmouth counties. Now moving through the remainder of Wednesday afternoon, evening, and night, that rain continues to progress eastward, moving across PEI, moving squarely into Nova Scotia, clearing out of New Brunswick, and then into the early morning hours of Thursday, the rain will be exiting east of Nova Scotia, but there will be a chance of some showers in behind it on Thursday for both Prince Edward Island and northern and eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Rainfall amounts. These are the type of rainfall events we need. It looks like it's going to be a fairly widespread 10 to 30 millimeters of rain for the Maritimes, even possible that there's some localized amounts or some pockets that get up between 30 and 40 millimeters. Taking a look at winds in the forecast, they're going to be gusty as that rain moves through. They'll become northwest through the day tomorrow for New Brunswick, but southwest with some gusts between 30 and 60 kilometers per hour for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia until the rain passes and it turns northwest. Temperatures for tonight, quite mild to warm. Once again, mostly around the low to mid-teens for the Maritimes. Pretty muggy as well. There's a higher level of humidity in the air. And then highs in the forecast for tomorrow really cools through the northern half of New Brunswick, getting onto the cooler side of that front first. Highs around the low teens. Much of the rest of the Maritimes, high teens, low 20s with that cooler air really moving in Wednesday night into Thursday. Let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from Brooks. And Brooks has sent us a drawing of enjoying summer weather playing with friends. If you would like to be one of our weather watchers, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Kaylin. It's time for our final break here on CTV News at 5, but stay with us. Here's a preview of our next story.
Hi, McCovey here in Bedford, Nova Scotia. Coming up on CTV News at 5, soccer and learning. Halifax Tide players lead a soccer practice for young students. You'll hear from them about why this enriching experience is so important coming up.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. What is the most questionable gift you've ever received? Tomorrow at 7.
And congratulations to Janita Theis, our latest $20,000 winner with Dream Big. Your chance to win tomorrow.
Welcome back. Students at an elementary school in Halifax had the opportunity to play soccer with professional athletes recently. CTV's Emma Convey met the Tides and the kids on the field.
Soccer drills, smiling faces, and young athletes learning the game from those they look up to.
I can improve my skills by watching what they do. I'm excited to meet like a professional team. I really think it's cool.
Over 100 students at a Colboba-Saint after-school program had the chance to play soccer with professional players from the Halifax Tides.
They're going to teach how to play soccer, how to communicate, it's physical too, and discipline.
The program director says it's a way for the kids to practice French and soccer skills, a combination she couldn't pass up.
We took it right away. We found it's excitement for our kids because they play soccer every day, so we don't want to miss this big chance.
Get to be with people that a lot of people know, so it's pretty cool.
An hour of drills and a game to wrap up. And for the Tides players, it was all about sharing their passion for the sport.
To share the love of the game and to see smile and to create a nice moment with the kids.
For many students, the focus was soccer.
I hope we're going to score some good goals, getting goals, and running. Playing with the Tides, of course, yeah, and hope scoring good goals. I like the feeling when there's like water and sweat dripping down your back. It's my favorite sport, and I'm just really excited to play soccer.
All part of making memories they won't soon forget.
As a first professional league in Canada, I think we do have a role to shine that platform and to give hope to the young generations. So if we can do that to the little girls, especially who didn't really have that opportunity before, then it's like that's mission accomplished for us.
That's pretty exciting because they're a real team. That could be me one day. That could be one of us going to a school and playing.
The players will be running more school sessions just like this one in the coming weeks, hoping to draw the next generation of players to the game. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Thank you, Emma, and well done to the Tides and to the kids. It's nice to see the Tides getting into the community and making such an impact.
Well, given the temperatures they had yesterday, I'm not surprised that there was some sweat dripping down the backs out there. It was hot. Of course, we have a big change in temperatures coming up as we move through this week. That is arriving Wednesday and Thursday with, thankfully, some very much needed rain. That cold front out of the west, so coming up in the extended forecast. We'll be talking more about that and our latest tropical storm that has developed in the Atlantic.
We'll see you at 6. I'll see you tomorrow. The national news is next. Good night.